Hello everyone, it's Fiona again from Lavender Blue. Welcome back to my channel. Now in this video today, I wanted to show you how to make your own envelopes without having to use an envelope punch board or do any measuring. So we're basically going to make these little envelopes like this. And on these particular ones, I'm making them with vellum, with a vellum pocket on the front, or I've actually used tracing paper, which is very similar. So you can see through your little pocket, and I've decorated mine up. Now this is also going to be a swap in my Facebook group. We're going to swap one little one mini envelope that we've made using my method with a vellum or tracing paper pocket on the front, and you'll find more details of that in my Facebook group if you go to the events tab. It's under events and it will be a challenge. Okay, so I'm going to make a couple of different types. So this one I made using a 6x6 paper pad. So I'll show you how to do that. But I'll make the same type of envelope, but showing you how you can make it in any size to fit any card. So if you have a particular card, like a journal card or something, and you want to make the envelope to specifically fit that little card, you can also do that. So I'll show you that as well. So yeah, for the swap, we are going to make them this size though, so I'll show you how I made this one first. So for the swap, just use a piece of paper which is 6x6, and it doesn't have to be, you know, a 6x6 paper pad. You could cut down a larger piece of paper to a 6x6 and do it that way. But you could also let me think, yeah, you could cut down one of your printable pages or your coffee dye paper to a 6" by 6", and you can make them that way. So we'll do that as well in this video. But first of all, I'll just quickly show you how, if you did want to make an envelope for any size card, how you can do that. Okay, so first of all, I'll just show you how you can make it any size if you've got a card that you want to use and you don't have the right size envelope. I might choose the slightly bigger one. These are some of my vintage photos from one of my kids, which I will link in. Everything I use in this video I will link in the description box below. Well, let's do a mini one. Let's just try this one. So it could be any size. So the first, and this is really easy. It's a really easy method. It's there's only a couple of things to remember. The first thing you need to do is measure your card from corner to corner. But whichever way you're going to put it into your pocket. So if I wanted to put it that way, I would need to measure this, measure here to here. But I think I want it this way, so the envelope's a bit more horizontal. So I'm going to measure from this corner to this corner, or because that corner's chopped off, I'll measure this one to this one. I'm using centimetres only because on a smaller project I just find it easier to use centimetres. It is actually 8.8 centimetres. Now, I'll measure it in inches too. It's 3.5 inches diagonally. So what you need to do is, with that measurement, let's see, what have I got? It's 3.5 inches, or what did I say, 8.8 centimetres. You just need to add 1 inch onto that measurement, so 4.5 inches. Or you would add 2.5 centimetres, which is the same as 1 inch, but it's 2.5 centimetres. So 8.8, 10.8, it would be 11.3 centimetres if I was to do it in centimetres. So because the inches is a little bit easier with this one actually, I need a square piece of paper 4.5 inches, okay? So that's all you do with measuring, no more measuring. So I will get my cutting board, paper trimmer, just because it's easier with the measurements, and it's upside down. 4.5 inch square piece of paper. So I'm going to trim that at 4.5. And this way at 4.5. Now if it's a tiny bit out, it doesn't matter. You'll see why in a minute, the way that we're going to fold it. And what you want to do is you want to find the center. So you basically, I'm just going to make a little mark there, make a little mark here, and where they cross, that's basically the center of my piece of paper. So I'm going to hold it diagonally, and I'm going to put my little card roughly in the center, and you can just eyeball it. You see we have the same distance here, 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 and here. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold my little sides in. And just fold it kind of loosely, so that you know that the card's going to slip in there. And that's all you need to do for now. Make your creases. And then I'm going to fold the bottom up. The same thing. And then I'm going to turn it around. And with the top, you can fold it a little bit higher than your card if you want to. You don't have to fold it right to the card. so there's a little bit of a space to get it in and out. So I'm going to fold it a little bit above my card. Like that. So when we open it, I have a bit of space there. Just try and make sure it's straight if you can. Mine's a little bit crooked, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to take my card out. And we end up with these little notches in the corners. So it's the same as if you were using an envelope punch board, you sort of make the notches. So we're going to cut them out. Just try and remember which way your envelope goes. You could make a little pencil mark on it, which way is the top, if you got mixed up. Now the other thing is that you can round these little corners. It just finishes it off a bit nicer, but you don't have to. And my top notches, cut those out. Round the corners. Round my corners. If you have a corner rounder punch, use that. I do have one, but it's just as easy to do it with the scissors. And round my little corners. So of course at this stage you could do your inking and all that kind of thing. So this is just a little example of how you can do it. Now I know that that's my top flap because these little notches are smaller than my bottom ones. It probably needs to come in a little bit. Okay, so then I can put my little card back in. Well, I don't need to, but we're going to glue, put a little bit of glue here. And let that stick down. And it's a good idea when you when you've done that bit to make sure first that it hasn't stuck to the back of your. So just stick something in there and make sure it's not stuck to the back of the envelope. And now this is your one that comes up like this. Now you can leave that point there if you don't mind having that there. But I don't really like the point, so what I like to do is to fold it and to glue it. And it also reinforces this edge of where you're getting things in and out. So I'm just going to glue this down. Oops, I just moved it. And glue it down, and then you want to put glue up here and along here, up here and along here. a little bit overhanging here that I'm just going to trim. These scissors aren't very sharp. And then we have a little envelope, which is the exact size for our little card. So you can do that for any size card. Just measure the diagonal. Make sure it's the way you want to lay it in your envelope. Add an inch and cut out a square to that size. And then you have your little envelope for your little card. So that is the general example tutorial of how you would do it with any paper, any size card, and you've got a little envelope, and there's many different ways you can do a closure. So now we're going to make our little 6x6 envelope with the vellum pocket, which is this one here. So I've got tracing paper. I don't have vellum, but tracing paper is very similar, so you can just use that. You could even use baking paper. If you have some baking paper, you could also use that. And that's just a little heart from the, I used a 6x6 paper pack. And then I put on my little rose trim that I got from Temu. I did a video on my Temu haul. A little bit of bling and some cotton and some lace, and there's washi tape down the sides here. That's a strip of washi tape and some stick-on words. And then my closure, I just put a little cut-out butterfly, and it just tucks in there. And then you can put whatever you like inside your pocket. And then I've also put washi tape down these two sides here. So that's what we're going to make. But I'm going to make it, I'll make one with the 6x6 paper pad. And then I'll make another one with some different paper that I have printed out. So I'll just go get that paper from the printer and I'll be right back. Okay. So this is kind of like a little bit of a mass make as well. So, you know, you can mass make these envelopes once you know how to do it. So I'm going to make another two. I'm going to make another one from the 6x6 paper stack, which it has, it also has matching like washi tape and die cuts that I bought. So I'm going to use those like I did in the one that I showed you. This one, I used the washi tape and the die cuts are part of it as well. I'm going to use a different piece of paper this time. Let's see. And this one's from Anko. It's a Kmart brand and it's called the Bloom Mini Paper Stack, if you're interested. Maybe I will use one that's kind of plain. That one's quite nice, those florals. Or green or blue. Let's see. Green's really nice, isn't it? I think I'll do a green one. And for the swap, well, the details will be on in the Facebook group anyway, but you can choose to put whatever you want inside your envelope. But you know, I'm suggesting that you make it so that it just sits flat in an envelope so that the postage cost is low. So I've just got a normal like a DL size envelope here. And my little envelope fits in there flat like this. So you don't want to make it too bulky if you're doing the swap. So you want it just nice and flat so that, you know, you only have to pay like minimal postage. But I mean, it is up to you. But I think, you know, sort of make it fair and affordable for everybody. That is the best way to do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the other papers I've printed out are, these are the vintage French newspapers with the roses. And I'll link this kit below too, and it has a backing page, so I've printed the roses on the back of these sheets. So I'm going to make some of these, some out of these, because I thought that I could use them in that new journal that I'm making, the vintage Rose Garden journal that was in my last video. So I thought, yeah, I'll just make one on camera out of this, but I will make more off camera. So which one? I think I could have also printed them smaller, but this is fine. They're all nice actually. I think I really like this one. And these are genuine vintage French newspapers, which I've, you know, sourced on the web and made them into printables for you. You see this one's got May 1897. Not sure what that one is, but yeah, they are genuine. So I need to cut a 6x6 square from this piece of paper. So let's bring back my trimmer. Only because I don't trust myself to cut a straight 6x6 piece of paper without my paper trimmer. But if you want to do it with your scissors, then of course do that. I'm going to cut the border off this piece of paper first. So I don't want the white border. And then I'm going to cut this border off as well. I've just ordered myself a new, sorry, a new scoreboard, and it's a scoreboard and paper trimmer from Temu. It's become my favourite app, shopping app. And so when I get that, I'll show you, because this one here is just a trimmer. It's great. It's who is it? It's Marion Smith? No, I can't remember. Paper trimmer. It's really good, but it doesn't have any scoreboard, so I don't have a scoreboard, and I'd really like to have one because I really like making like cardstock mini albums and, you know, all sorts of things. So excuse me guys, I'm so sorry. As I said, I just got over COVID, and the head cold part of it is just, I don't know, it just does not want to go. Has anyone else had that issue? Let me know if anyone else has had COVID and they've got this where it just keeps hanging on. Like, I'm not testing positive anymore, and I'm not, you know, really sick anymore, but you've just got this thing that head cold, and one day it feels like I'm fine and it's all gone, or, you know, going, but then, you know, the next day it's just back again. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I've got my two pieces, 6x6. The which way up you do it depends whether your paper's going to be directional or not. Yeah, I'm not really fussed. And this one's got on the other side as well. So what we do here is, if we've just got a square piece of paper, so all we need to do is make some folds. So we're going to fold it diagonally. If you don't want to fold it, you can just draw a line diagonally. But I'm just doing the fold because I don't mind. Because you will end up seeing a little bit of the folds like this. But if you fold it very gently, you know, don't score it. You can't even see them. So I'm folding, but if you were worried about seeing the fold lines, just draw. Just draw a line. So I've got that. I'll do them both at the same time, I think. I'm just doing this to show you two different styles, you know, with a pre-made paper pack, or, you know, whatever you want to use. So the first thing to do is I'm holding it point to point, diagonally like this, and these are going to be the sides. So I'm just going to decide how far I want to fold the sides in. So just over, I'm doing maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch over the top of my center line, and I'm going to do the same with this one. And it could be a little bit smaller than my other one, but it's okay because I'm not trying to get it a particular size. Yeah, it's a tiny bit smaller in width. So I mean, if you wanted a particular width, obviously you would want to measure what width you wanted. So this is really easy. So that and that. And then we're going to bring up our bottom, but we're going to come up about 1/2 inch. So we make our little notches there. It might be 3/4 inch. And you can bring it up as much as you like. If you want more of a flat horizontal envelope, then bring it up further. It's entirely up to you. Because you might want to think about what envelope you're going to mail it in as well, as to how big you make it, if you're sending it to someone in a Happy Mail. And then I'm going to fold down my, I don't like it to be up like this, so I'm just going to fold that down just a little bit. So this is optional, this bit. Get my glue. And we're going to open this out again to cut our notches off, don't forget. Now I'm going to fold this just around about 1/2 inch, 1/4 to 1/2 inch down the top. So it's just the same as if you're making it for a card, but you're not doing it a specific size unless you want to. Let's cut out the notches. As I said, you can round the corners. It's not absolutely necessary. I think at the top I more like the corners rounded, but I'm not too worried about the bottom of the envelope. What do I do with that glue? Just put it on my glue. So now we can start gluing our envelope together. Might use my PVA. Just make sure you've got a good lump of dollop of glue in the center there. You put it on here on the point. And just hold that for a second. Make sure I haven't stuck it to the back of the envelope. And then I'm going to glue here, 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 here. Up like that. Now this is where I like the corners to be rounded. I just think it looks a little bit better. The bottom, it's okay. I don't think it matters to me too much. There we go. Probably bring it in slightly, a bit more. There we go. But at the bottom here I do have a bit of overhang. All you need to do is trim it off. So now before I go further on this one, I'll just fold this one up quickly. Actually, which way do I want this? I'd like it to be up this way. It's going to be diagonal, isn't it? That's okay. This is the bottom and this is the top. So I'm just trying to figure out with the writing which way that's going to be when that's the bottom. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. So just over the line about 1/2 inch, and again okay, so we have envelope number 2, and I quite like it with that diagonally. Now this is where I'll do a bit of inking. But this is optional if you don't want to have that vintagey look. So I'm going to do this one, but I'm going to show you on this one how you could decorate. Or if I get time, I'll decorate this one too, but we'll see. going to show you how to make the vellum pocket now, how I did mine. Okay, so now we'll do the vellum or tracing paper pocket. So I've got my sheet of tracing paper here. And all you need to do is measure across the width of my envelope. Oh, sorry. It's about 3.5 inches. So I'm going to add 1/2 inch on either side. So I will cut a strip 4.5 inches, and depending on how deep you want your pocket, I'm making mine 1.5. So 4.5 by 1.5. Yeah, that's right. This one's roughly the same. Couple of strips at 1.5 inches. And this is the height of your pocket, so that is totally up to you. Oops. And then 4.5 inches in, oh, one's shorter than the other, that's okay. 4.5 inches in length. Let's use this. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So I need to cut them about here. Better always to have too much than not enough. So, and in my Happy Mail, I might just include these little pieces here. You can put anything you want in your pockets, whatever you want to send. So all we need to do now is just to get a little bit of glue and some washi tape. That's how I attached mine. So I'm just going to take it and wrap it around the sides like this. And I'm going to glue the bottom. Like this, wrap it around, do the same with this one. Make sure I haven't got it upside down. And as I said, obviously you can make your pocket taller if you want to. To line this up. Glue it down. Now I'm going to glue these bits down with washi tape. That's how I did it with the other one. So this one I might use let's see, maybe this green. I just ripped my washi tape, but you can cut it more exact if you want to. Up like that. And I mean, you can decorate over the top of this if you don't like the look of it. But I think it just adds something. I don't know why I'm using those scissors because they're blunt. So two strips of washi tape to hold that closed. And what I did on the front was I also put 2 strips of washi tape down the sides just for decoration and a bit of extra reinforcement, I guess. But you could also glue it across the top. So that's that little pocket. So all you need to do to make the little tracing paper pocket envelope. And now this one, let's put, I've got some little butterfly ones. So, and put them on the back. And a couple on the front. Not too much because I don't want to glue the pocket closed. I might have made that one a bit tall. I'm just going to fold it over. Okay, so then all that's left is to decorate and put in your little bits and pieces and your closure. So I've got another little love heart that can go in there. I've got a little flower here that I might use as the closure on this one. So I'm just going to glue it about halfway up. And I might use my glue gun because I know that, I know that it's going to stick. Just like that. That's my little closure. Oh, and did I glue it? I glued the... Yeah, I did. There we go. So that tucks in there like that. And shall I show you what else I did? So for this one, I then got a little piece of this trim wherever I put it. Keep losing things today. I was sure I had it on this side. Where's it gone? I've been doing this all morning, losing things. Should have been just here. Anyway, let's do the other bit. I'll get a little bit of lace. So yeah, you can add a little bit of trim across there. Well, I could just add lace to this one if I wanted to. We'll just do the lace. See what that looks like. And I'm going to use my glue gun again because I just feel that it, with fabric and things, it is more reliable. And I might do this one a little bit different. I might put one of these little bits of bling at the top here. Of course, you can use anything. And thinking about putting it into a flat envelope though. That's not too bad. It's not that thick. But I don't want it to be too thick. So that's a... Oh, this is actually a little flower that I made out of clay. I showed you my clay, the clay Easter eggs that I made in another video out of my homemade clay. Well, I've also made these little flowers, embellishments, using a mould. So I'm thinking I might stick one of them on there. And yep, I still have to show you how I make my clay. Because you can make some beautiful little embellishments yourself with it. Now this bit here is just this netting that was a Halloween decoration, and I just sort of pull it apart and use it because I like adding, you know, a little bit of texture. So that's what I've put over here with some lace under it, but I think I'm just going to put a little bit down like that. And then maybe put something else over the top. You could put anything. But it might look nice with a little heart, like on this one. Except I haven't put lace behind this one. I've got the lace up there. So a little dab of glue. And a little heart. Oops, it's very hot. Sort of looks like it's sort of nested in there like that. Cute. Okay, so that's how you make the, you know, do-it-yourself envelopes. Oh, and of course you can add words. I actually have some stickers. And yeah, these were little sticker words that I stuck on. And so yeah, these are the 6x6 ones that we will make for a challenge. Oh, sorry, not challenge. This one's going to be a swap. Make it out of any 6x6 paper you like this, like coffee dyed paper, tea dyed paper, whatever you want. And then I also showed you how you can make an envelope in any size. Where's that little one? Here it is. So if you have a little card and you want an envelope for it, there you have it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this sort of tutorial and little mass make idea. If you want to check out my Facebook group, I will link it all below, and everything that I used, or my printables and things that I used in this, I will link down below. Okay, so thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.